welcome to the second review of the evening. Up this time is Impossamole. Time for history, because there's more backstory than you might expect for Impossamole here. Or at least a longer legacy than you'd expect. That's because this is quite the old game, actually. It is the sixth game in a franchise. I'll grant you, it's a franchise you've probably not heard of unless you are, let's say, European and grew up in the early 90s, or you were very into the TurboGrafx 16. Because, yeah, Impossamole here is the sixth and final installment in the Monty Mole series. I admit I am not very familiar with this thing because, once again, this is a platform game. This is a series that was designed for things like the Atari ST and the Amiga. And if it's like, yes, those things existed in America, North America, but when you think Amiga, when you think the Atari ST, even to a certain extent the Commodore 64, you're going to think Europe. And especially things like the Amstrad CPC and ZX Spectrum. Those are English computers. Anyway, point is, the Impossamole and the Monty Mole series was created by a company called Gremlin Graphics. They have, let's say, a very long history of their own and created some beloved franchises. Including the Top Gear series, not to be confused with the television show. I think they were around the same time, but one didn't have anything to do with the other. And I believe that, they were the creators of the actual sports series. I want to say that I'm not sure if they did Zool or somebody else. Anyway, so why am I bringing all this up? That's because Impossamole is a very, very European platformer. And here's Petty to give the details on that, since he was assigned this particular game.
This game ain't great.
Yeah. I mean, it does things that are very particular to European platformers. Like, it's got very expansive and spindly level design that I've never liked. Because there's only 5 levels in the game, and you can only select 4 at the beginning. But it's other things. Like, you can see Monty Mole here. His main method of attack is a kick. And you can't stomp the enemies.
Yeah.
That's such a Western platform thing. But, like, the big thing that gives this, the fucking raindrops. I swear, Europeans loved having enemies that rained raindrops on you that hurt you. I don't know what that was, but it's definitely a thing. It's a trope of theirs.
Mm.
Insert joke about it raining a lot in England.
Yeah.
So they perceive it as an enemy.
And Petty here is playing on the Past Was a Mistake level, aka the Orient level. Like, believe me, though, considering this game's age, this could have been so much worse.
Oh God, yes.
Also noting another trope of, I think, chiefly Western developed platformer games not being super clear about what's walkable.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. And another big, gimmick for Monty Mole here, for Impossamole, is when you kick an enemy, you turn them into a block with really weird eyes that you can use to kill other enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, the blocks kind of freak me out. They shouldn't look like that. Also, there are enemies you can't kill like that thing.
Yeah.
So
So,
anyway, once again,
um,
so
this
Betty,
game
more
is
of your thoughts.
mouse and keyboard only.
Yeah,
So if you're looking to play this with controller, ain't
it's a bit
happening.
odd because once again, I'm willing to bet if you had the Amiga version or Atari ST, you'd be able to play it with the controller that came with the. Or I don't think it came with the computers, but you could get one.
Hmm.
Is it? Do you think it would be particularly hard to like map a controller?
Probably not.
It's not a it's a once again it's a typical platform game. You run, you jump, you kick, and you grab blocks.
Hmm.
You shoot the occasional weapon.
Who are these
This is
small
what
crouching men with diapers?
Don't worry about it.
yeah. See, this is what I was talking about in our last video. Your typical platformer, especially from long ago, wasn't doing too much in terms of controls. That's why you could control them with something as simple as an NES controller. Given the circumstance.
I also notice a old favorite of barely, if at all, distinguishable rocks in the ceiling that fall on you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Once again, it's difficult to respect a lot of Western platformers from the old days because 9 times out of 10 they just weren't very good. Now I'll grant you this isn't something from Acclaim or LJN where it was a barely playable licensed piece of shit.
This is not super great.
No, I think we've established
Like
that.
the level of jank here is, oof, it's kind of bad. Like, I hope you weren't thinking about trying to complete a level in this game. Because I don't know if they intended for them to be super hard, or if I'm just bad, or both.
I mean, it's a old school platform game with once again 5 levels. Of course, they made it hard. Once again, that's one of the secrets of the old school dollar per value. It's like you may not have gotten a lot of game, but it was going to compensate for that by being super fucking hard and thus not easily completable. Um, it's also worth noting that the port job done here doesn't have, let's say, modern accoutrements that some other retro releases have. That is to say, I don't think you can save anywhere. And I
Yeah, you can
don't.
save.
Okay,
It
you can
gave you.
save
No,
anywhere.
save any.
Yeah, it basically gives you a 3-slot save state system.
Okay, so it does have the save states. I was wondering about that. So yeah, corrected there. I mean, and that's going to help somewhat, but it's also, in the even more modern day, rewinds are more and more expected,
Hmm.
and yeah, you're not getting that here. Like, and even rewind isn't that prevalent of a feature yet.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
uh, you get a lot of hits, but
well, once again, that's because your main attack is a kick and
yeah,
not and not you've got a melee attack as your basic attack.
yeah, and the wind up on that is, oh god, And the range on that
not
is
so much in the way of iframes.
yeah.
Yeah. Once again, I'm not going to say that's.
It's not a very long kick either.
Oh God,
Yeah.
no.
It's like a realistically linked kick, which you're playing as a fucking cartoon mole. It does not need to be realistic.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it has about the range of Link's sword in Zelda 2, which, once again, that was fairly short.
I'm assuming you're meaning the default sword, not the upgraded one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the actual sword, not the beam.
Mm.
You know. And keep in mind, this thing has its own version of that in the guns.
Yeah, you do have a bubble Zuka that I guess is good for something.
Yeah, and you've also got the hammer gun, which is a gun that shoots out hammers. I don't know why. That seems like an unnecessary complication. It's a gun. Bullets will do in the killing of enemies. I mean, I know the actual reason is because this is a kids game, a European kids game at that. So
Don't know if I showed off any of the bullets though, but instead of being bullets when they get to an enemy, they do the whole cartoon bonk thing with a hammer,
Mm-hmm.
which I find
I
that
think I
kind
saw
of
that while you were
comical.
getting rocks dropped on your head, but it
Yeah,
wasn't super clear.
yeah. So it's like, way to make that G, boys. Way to make that G.
Yeah. Anyway, so in terms of pricing here, it clocks in at its regular price, at least on Steam, is $7.99. I'm not going to give any price assessments on the original version that came out on the old consoles because the secondhand market is kind of fucked right now.
Kinda.
Granted, I'm not sure if it applies to something like the Amiga, but it probably does. So anyway, I'm gonna say, is this game worth $8?
Probably not.
It is worth noting that it goes regularly on sale. Right now, it's on sale for $3.19. Is this game worth $3?
Probably if you're really hankering for something super retro.
Okay. All right, and anything else to say on Impossamole here?
Could be better.
Okay, I'm sure it could.
There are a lot of things that could be better in life.
Anyway, so yeah, that'll about do it for Impossamole here. Be sure to tune in after the break as for Daleks, we'll be reviewing Iron Commando, Kosetsu no Senshi.